Welcome to More Sports TV, More Sports Podcast. I'm excited to be back to give you guys live action of podcasts that I haven't done since October. I'm back and better. More Sports is better. We're growing. We had a co-drive last month. Shout out to Sheila, Rachel, Bali for sending us up, Kobla Kudus, Umar, Bashir, who we just added to the media team yesterday. We continue to keep growing. And we had a turkey bowl. Shout out to Kazim, Ilias for sending us up, Noble. You got big news coming up in a couple of weeks. Raheem Anthony's been going crazy lately, last 3 games. Ty, Io, Kyle, CJ Chima, all those guys, and I'm excited. I have a special guest today. Nigerian's own Graham Olatunji. I'm about to let him in right now. I'm excited to have him on board. You know, Probably joining right now. Yeah, he is, man. Graham Olatunji, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Somebody called. No, I don't know how to.
So my bad, bro. So, watching your basketball journey, big name, play for the Nigerian national team, being Nigerian as well, that's like you're somebody that I look up to because I play basketball, every Nigerian dream is to play for the national team at some kind of sport. And you did that, and you accomplished that. And you also get back in Nigeria with basketball as well. Can you elaborate and tell everybody your story in basketball so far?
All right. So shit. Let's start with high school. So, originally going into high school, I mean, I don't know your audience, but let's just say this. So, originally going into high school, me and my cousin, I had a cousin, my cousin Hafiz, like we was like tough, like 1A, 1B, like both could hoop, and we was planning on both going to Bogan, but we do this 3-on-3 tournament at Willowbrook High School. So we do the 3-on-3 tournament, and we busting all their ass type shit. I think we won second place, but long story short, the coaches there say, "Oh man, you could be our starting point guard." So I tell my cousin, I'm like, "Look, we go to Bogan, we gonna have to compete," which I ain't got no problem competing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, this nigga talking about I'm starting point guard. I said, shit, fucking yeah, I'm gonna try Willowbrook. So I end up going to Willowbrook. It ain't go according to plan. My senior year, when the season over with, North Lawndale?
Yeah, I know North Lawndale.
All right, so the season over with, like out west, they got like a spring type league. So like they still playing. I don't even know how to describe it. Just imagine like summer league, but then it's spring, so the school year's still on. Mm-hmm. So Coach Thorpe find me. He like, man, you should have played with us, but fuck it, I'm gonna help you get a scholarship. Mm-hmm. Play with us in the spring league. So I'm playing with them in the spring league. Walk the bam, I get a scholarship to Tuskegee. Go to Tuskegee. I'm gonna summarize Tuskegee quick, but the main shit for people to understand, I got injured at Tuskegee 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I partially tore my ACL, MCL. I fractured my tibia, and I broke my hand. So all that messed up. Like my first couple of years, I redshirted my first full year playing. We make it to the Elite 8. NCAA D2 Elite 8. But since I redshirted my freshman year, I get another year. But had I left that year, it'd have been way easier with like the basketball route because I was hot. Mm-hmm. We made it that far. Anyway, so I come back my last year. That's when I break my leg. But it was like a slight fracture. It wasn't like no major fracture. I break my leg, whatever. I come back. Finished that year. My major is I'm a therapist. Mm-hmm. Right, so to be an therapist, you gotta do this. It's like if you're a doctor, you gotta do a residency. So if you're a therapist, you gotta do field work. So my plan was to, we Nigerian, so yeah. my plan was like, fuck that, like that shit gonna be here. Let me go play overseas. Now I have offers. My mama wasn't going. Brother, like they talked me into like, okay, let me solidify my degree, and then I hoop. So I did that. I finished my little residency. But so for you and for everybody else, when you play college basketball, it's like if you don't go right after you graduate, it's that much harder to get overseas. So me doing my field work, I'm hitting up people I knew that were talking to me when I first graduated. Oh man, you sat out a year, it's over with. Like you can't play no more. Like ain't nobody gonna take that gamble. You might be out of shape and all that. I'm like, nigga, you see me, I'm not out. You know what I'm saying? But I do a G League tryout. Like I gave up hooping for real. I did a G League tryout. I make the final 18. I'm practicing with them in hopes to get called up, but I'm still working full time. Then Nigeria calls, and now here go the pro shit. Nigeria calls, and they tell me to come play in this CBL league, Continental Basketball League. When they first called me, I still remember it was January they called me. This Ade Kool-Aid Bio, he called me, he said, come play. Oh man, I don't know, man. I hear too much about Nigeria basketball for me to go play, you know, like we here, so you know it's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
So I tell them, hell no, I'm straight. So January to March, I'm still practicing with the G League, but it's hard because I'm working full time going against Spencer Dinwiddie and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was at a disadvantage. So I'm like, fuck it. He hit me up again. I'm like, all right, I'm cool. I'll go. I go out there. I win a championship, like the first championship of that league. I win. My best game was the championship game. The president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, he sees me. He's like, man, we need you on the national team. And in my head, I'm like, shit. You know, it's like a dream come true. So I'm like, all right, bet. Long story short, I get on the national team, and I get on the national team in the Commonwealth game. So this is 2018. The only slight I have on that is I sprained my ankle 2 days before the first game. So my ankle was fat as shit. Yeah. The reason I sprained my ankle is because I didn't know if I was going to start. So it's a dude on the team named Igiagu. You follow them?
He playing the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound familiar.
Yeah, he a monster. He the Nigerian GOAT of Nigerian basketball Olympics, whatever. Anyway, he don't come to practice at first, like for the first couple of practices for whatever reason. He come 2 days before or 3 days before the first game. So I'm gauging whether I'm starting or coming off the bench if I'm on his team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't on his team, so I'm going hard. I'm busting whoever ass was in my spot on the team ahead of me, and that's how I sprained my ankle. So I'm playing the whole thing. I ended up starting, but I'm playing the whole thing with a sprained ankle. So I'm like a high flyer kind of. I couldn't really jump. So that ain't really go too. I ain't play bad, but it ain't really go too well. After that, 2019, I get invited to the NBA Africa Combine. So I do decent there, but then COVID happened. So that shit. One, I went to Nigeria to the Premier League, just to play and support my old coach. It was a good experience. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
If you, learning from, like, listening to everything you said, breaking hurting your ankle, graduating residency, college, all that, growing up in a Nigerian household, I know that was hard. And you persevered through it. That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. For people that may not know who you are, may not know watch your game, because I watched a game when I was with E-Man, E-Man with the camera. Yeah, I was with him. So we pretty much watched you over the summer at the pro-am. If you can elaborate to everybody that may not know who you are, like your game, tell them, what drives you every day to continue to keep going. I know you're physical therapy, but you still hoop. Some people don't, when they do that, they don't continue to hoop. They just say, but you continue to do what you love. So can you elaborate to everybody, what keeps you going?
So what keeps going or describe my game? You want me to go
You
both?
could, like both. We could do both. We could do both.
The way I play, I like to say it's like, kind of, I'm a slasher. I'm athletic. It's like our defense, like typical Chicago basketball player with Nigerian DNA. Motherfucker could fly a little bit. But, as far as what keeps me going, that's a good question. I feel like all my life it's always been basketball in school. So even with work, it's like basketball and work, and I'm older now. So I could just put the ball down. I really don't have too much to prove. But it's like, I think the amazing thing about basketball, bro, is that no matter how good you think you are, no matter how bad you think, there's always room for improvement. So like one day I might be like, man, I'm done with this basketball shit. Let me just focus on investing, get on my money. But now my shot falling a little bit more now. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's that's the love right there. It's the fact that I can always keep getting better. So that shit addicted, the improvement. So that's what keep me hooping.
Yeah. Growing up, playing high school collegiate basketball, if you can name your toughest competitors out there, because all hoopers have their toughest competitor, the guy that challenged them, who would it be?
Let me see. High school. As far as like my conference, not really, but as far as like who I was hooping with, like growing up hooping with, shit. Oh, I remember we played Brandon Paul. Matter of fact, do you know what Brandon Paul is?
Oh, he played at Urbana.
Yeah.
He had to stay in the NBA too with the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Brandon Paul was like tough, just an athletic ass guy. So probably high school, Brandon Paul. College, who we played? We played Michigan State in college. We had D2 playing Michigan State. But we ain't really, usually people get blown out by like 50, 40. We ain't. It weren't that.
Hold on, the year you played Michigan State, Draymond was on the team?
Nah, what's his name, bro? On the Bulls,
Denzel.
Yeah.
Nah, you on the Cavs now. You on the Cavs now.
Yeah. It was Denzel. It was they had this guard, Keith Appleton or something. He was called Adrian Payne.
Like, he was tough at Michigan State.
Yeah. But the toughest game I had in college, I think was my last year there. I went to Tuskegee, so we played Morehouse. And my boy Sheed, he from the crib too. My boy Sheed, it's like that was the toughest game I ever had, because I felt like I was killing the first round of the conference tournament, but they came up with a plot to stop me, bro, and that shit kind of worked, bro. I hate to admit it, that shit kind of worked. Pro, the whole Australian team. The Australians could hoop, bro.
So you played against Andrew Bogut?
Okay, so when I played, it was during the NBA season, so really one none. If I could look at the roster, there's a couple people who were on that roster that was just on the same Olympic team this year, and they Australians, bro, they could hoop. Like that's a whole different monster. And then shit with the pro-am, you always play some tough players. So shit, but yeah, that's probably it. People I have a respect for, like I said, when I was doing the G League shit, Spencer Dinwiddie. That man was like, I can't even describe it. Not fast. Oh shit. Oh, okay, we good.
It's good.
Yeah, he's not super fast, but he's just super smooth with it, bro. So Spencer Dinwiddie is somebody I really respect.
Yeah. Next question. Any advice you'd like to give any young hoopers out there, that may think that, they don't know what the road is gonna be like, what they have to face. Any advice you would like to give them?
I say, people listen to quotes and memes. Like, so if you focus on plan A, you don't have to have a plan B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We Nigerian. I can't agree with that. I tell somebody, bro, don't never let somebody tell you can't be some whatever player you imagine yourself being in your head. If you could imagine it, you could be it. But we see the Derrick Rose, we see the T Max, we see the Grant Hills, we see and those are people who are millionaires, but they got injured. And like I said, so you don't never wanna you want to put your all into basketball, but if you could get into school, find you a good major, something that you like, that just in case you tear ACL, you tear Achilles, or you have multiple injuries, you have something to fall back on. And like, it can even be culture. Like, you can still stay with the sport, but I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people put so much into basketball that their identity is fully basketball. I'm that. I do that. Like, there's some people who say they really love the game, but I probably outwork them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to. But I think you want to have that backup plan, bro. So God forbid you fall a little bit short. You have something to fall back on, because like, I think that shit can even lead to depression for real. Like, if you fully identify with something and it don't work out, look, this ain't no shot at nobody, but a lot of basketball players, they go from basketball to rapping and all this shit don't work out. Then what? Now all this time done passed up and you are a could have been, should have been. So long story short, have a good backup plan.
Exactly. You said the right words right there. You said never let nobody tell you what you can be. Like me being young, running a sports business. Like, yeah, exactly. And this the reason why I started this, to give a lot of these basketball players, show them that there's life outside of basketball. Like, you can actually be something. And I was, I'm trying to be a perfect example of that. I played basketball, but it didn't work out for me. I just did it for fun. And I was like, I got to stick with the game. And I'm doing this and I'm still going to school at the same time. So it's just something that, a lot of people should look at.
If you would have just been like, I'm going to do all basketball. And see, the thing with shit like basketball is it's kind of like being drafted to the wrong team. You can have a coach. Situation he might not see the talent in you, then what? But see, you flipped it, and now what you doing is gonna provide opportunities for other athletes coming up that you probably wish you had yourself, for sure. So
yeah, I love that. My last question would have to be, what should we expect from you, which, in the future, like, other than, it could be basketball, other than basketball, like, what should we expect from you that other people can tune in for?
From you?
No. No, what can we expect from you, like,
with basketball, I'd say I got one more thing I need to go. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's one more thing I need to do with the basketball before I could just. I'm always gonna play, and I'm always gonna be in love. One more thing I gotta accomplish, and then I'll be all right. I did that. Beyond that, a lot more painting. Me and my brother are doing like a little clothing company coming out soon.
I'll definitely tune in for that one.
Yeah.
And your artwork too. Let them know.
The artwork coming too. Yeah. I'm on the website. I'll probably do like a paint and sip, or like just like a showcase of my art and probably a couple of my homies' art. Yeah, that shit. Probably try to tie. You got a lot of basketball trainers, right? But then I feel like if I ever wanted to do that, I'm a therapist at the same time, so I could really get my knowledge in both ways. Okay, let's take care of your body. Let's get you right with these drills.
Yeah, I'll definitely send you some plays that I got.
I helped them.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing, chatting with you on this podcast. Being Nigerian, you being Nigerian as well. We doing big things. Putting things on the map. Not a lot of people expect people where we come from to be doing something like this, especially in this country, and it's amazing. And I'm gonna continue to support your everything you do, the artwork, hooping, physical therapies, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It was I truly appreciate it.
One more thing.
Yes.
My challenge to you is after you build it up in the city.
Yes.
Take a couple trips to Nigeria. It's a lot of talent out there too.
Oh, that's what I was planning to do.
Yeah.
That's what I was planning to do. I was trying to do like a camp over there, like you did.
Yeah. Do it. We probably could collab for real. Do it.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. It's something I always wanted to do. Like the way I'm giving back in the community, it's something that I used to do. I used to tell myself as a kid, I said, if I do something big in life, I'm gonna give back because it's God's gift, and I don't want to waste God's gift. Yeah. But thank you so much, man. It was great.
Love,
yeah. Thank you.
All right, my boy. Take care, man.
You too.